In this channel, we bring you the freshest discussions taking place in Japan's online community.
China has introduced IT equipment procurement guidelines that gradually phase out CPUs from major American semiconductor companies, such as Intel, from government-used PCs and servers. The guidelines also require the use of domestically produced products instead of Microsoft's OS and foreign-made database software.
Are Japanese allies of China? If it's cheap and performs well, I'll support it. Hey, can Lenovo in China make Windows PCs from now on? The same fate as the Soviet Union. Japan should do the same. America is spying on us, after all. Can China create an OS? Imitating, they'll make a compatible OS, no matter how low spec it becomes. It's better to be rendered hacking-proof in emergencies. That policy was adopted because they judged that preparedness for emergencies outweighs convenience. In other words, China's persuasion is impossible with words or convincing. With their manpower tactics, they control numerous core projects of Linux and other open-source systems. So it should be easy. China's semiconductor technology has significantly improved, thanks to the government's massive budget allocation. When you think about it, there's no reason why Chinese people on the mainland can't manufacture semiconductors like Taiwanese Chinese people, even if it's not cutting edge. If it works reasonably well, it can be used for most tasks. I wonder how much sales will decrease. It's going to decrease by tens of millions of units. Indeed, it's a major blow for American IT companies. It's pretty impressive that they can cover it domestically. Let's also establish solid anti-spying laws. Stop using DNS. That's exactly what the US military is doing. Will Cisco, involved in the Great Firewall, be excluded? If a crisis occurs in Taiwan, Windows, macOS, Android, iOS will all stop, cloud connections will be unavailable, and the internet will be shut down. Can't they exclude Android? If they're in a hurry, customizing Android is the only option. China is the strongest with Android, because China has it. China can't afford to ignore is terrorism from the Uyghur issue. Is this the time to be doing such things? North Korea still uses Windows XP. I welcome this. Eventually, cheap PCs running a Chinese OS, like Windows Vista on Android, will be sold in Akihabara. Chinese people themselves are likely to lead the way in selling information. As long as it's a few years behind in specs, there shouldn't be any practical problems. Even with old process copy semiconductors produced in China, most Chinese people won't have any problems. Don't buy tablets with Chinese socks even if they're cheap. Unisoc and the like are useless. It's enviable to exclude Windows from core operations. Japan should also ban Chinese products. Actually, in Japan, the share of Chinese manufacturers has decreased. Only the real poor use Oppo or Xiaomi. We should just separate economic zones like we did in the past. It's impossible to have harmonious trade relations with countries like China or Russia, with different values and political forms. This was predictable.
Did you find this video interesting? We'll keep bringing you fun topics from Japan's online community. Please subscribe to the channel and drop some comments.